Now on Local 5, we are looking live at Lambeau Field just hours from kickoff for the divisional playoff game between the Packers and Rams in a postseason like no other because of the pandemic. Hello and thank you for joining us. I'm Michele McCormack. Tom Zaleski has the night off. Hey, what better way to start a Friday night than with a pep rally, right? Only this year, because of social distancing, it was virtual, and it resulted in some candid conversation about COVID. CEO Mark Murphy told the online audience that he feels fortunate that the Packers only had 2 players contract coronavirus until this week, when new acquisition Jared Valdir came up positive. But protocol was followed so as not to put any other players at risk.
Rather than come in, he called us up and said, I'm not feeling well. And we ended up doing one of the rapid tests on him and saw that he tested positive. So I think that really helped us minimize our exposure.
The 6,500 ticketed fans who will be in the stands will be kept in separate areas. They have to wear masks, and no tailgating will be allowed in the parking lots at Lambeau. So with all of us looking for socially distant ways to show our Packer pride, much of Green Bay is awash in green and gold lights. Washington Street and Whitney Park, as well as our downtown bridges, glistening in Packer pride. The Packers also gave away free green and yellow porch lights to thousands of fans for what they're calling Glow Pack Glow. Titletown hosting a whole bunch of fun stuff outside of Lambeau tomorrow. The skating rink and tubing at Aarons Hill open at 10 in the morning, and they'll stay open until 9 at night. The Packers' official drum line, Tundra Line, will perform about 2 hours before kickoff. Social distancing and masks are required. And we've got a complete rundown of activities and procedures on our website at wearegreenbay.com. And in the interest of fair and balanced coverage, we checked in with 2 Rams fans who just flew in from L.A.
I barely got tickets at the last minute on Ticketmaster, so I have legitimate tickets, and they just popped up on the internet, and I bought them.
And depending on the outcome, Casillas tells us it will be worth the long trip. We shall see. Hey, everyone is invited to join us after the game for a special post-season 1-hour edition of Local 5 News at 10. Our news and sports teams will bring you a complete wrap-up of the day's events Saturday night at 10 here on Local 5. In coronavirus news, a worrisome trend these past 4 days with more than 9,000 Wisconsinites testing positive. More than 2,000 new cases today alone brings the state total to more than 518,000. 32 more deaths brings that total to 5,322. And when it comes to vaccinations, more than 260,000 doses have been administered. Next week, the mask mandate in Wisconsin will be continued for another 60 days. Governor Tony Evers says the rate of infection is still too high, so the public health emergency will be renewed once it expires, and that includes mandatory face coverings.
So folks, don't give up now. Wear your mask, stay home whenever you can, support businesses, and catch up with families virtually. And let's get together. Let's get through this pandemic together.
And Prevea Health announced it will start mass vaccinations next week at UW Green Bay, starting with first responders and then expanding with the goal of administering more than 10,000 vaccinations a week. A new local program will help accelerate vaccination efforts across Wisconsin. The state is rolling out 9 mobile vaccination units starting January 19th with plans to expand. National Guard will provide the staff as well as pharmacy and nursing students. A new focus on manufacturing in the new year. Congressman Mike Gallagher tells Local 5 News that he will try to build bipartisan support for existing trade policies with China. He says it will be a way to show Trump supporters that they are not forgotten and the issue of outsourcing is still important.
I think over the next 2 decades, we are going to have to be in the business of bringing back a lot of the manufacturing that we've outsourced to China back to the United States or to our closest allied countries.
Congressman Gallagher talks more about building consensus to bring jobs back to Wisconsin this weekend on Newsmaker Sunday with Tom Zaleski here on Local 5 at 7:30 in the morning. One local veteran found direction in service and his passion when he came home. His message to other veterans looking for purpose in tonight's Hometown Hero. And later, sports will bring you highlights from tonight's basketball game, Bucks versus Mavericks.